husband and I got married, we wanted our kids to love to travel. So when our youngest son was 3, we bought our first timeshare. And the reason we bought it was because of the exchange potential via II. We figured, hey, we're probably never going to go to Palm Desert, too hot during the summer when I'm off, but we can trade that thing out and we can go and we literally have gone every year. We've used our timeshares. We've given them as gifts. We just love to travel. Our kids love to travel. We have passport, we'll get on a plane. So we're very big on traveling and exploring the world because there's more than just our own backyard to look at.
I agree with that entirely. when we first bought our timeshare in Lanzarote, it was because of the Interval International brochure. It had so many options around the whole world, and we travelled all over the States. Last year we completed being to all the States, but also we've been to 80 countries around the world.
I'm a retired military officer, so we grew up with the Navy, traveling, lived on both coasts of the United States, traveled overseas some, and the kids grew up doing that. So when I retired, then we just kept on and found it was important. And both my sons used the timeshare for their honeymoons in Hawaii. Now that we're empty nesters, we tend to travel more to pet-friendly resorts. We take our little dog with us and enjoy a good time on the beach and sightseeing and doing a little shopping.
I grew up not traveling a whole lot, and once I got married and lived in Southwest Florida, I started traveling quite a bit with my wife. We would do excursions, and we had tried timeshare in Orlando, some of the things there, and just fell in love with the concept. Bought in Palm Desert as a self-employed building contractor. Some days, some weeks, some years are tougher than others. And we've been fortunate that we've said from day one that it's always allowed us to have a vacation no matter what.
My husband's going, because he already had the week of June 27th off, he and his friend are going on a fishing trip up to Dave Wally's resort up in Nevada. They grabbed that as a getaway. So he said, I already got the time off, so let's go. They can drive, and they've already talked to the place. It's reopening June 1st. I figured out early on, how am I going to get the best out of this experience? And so buying this timeshare, we have never once said, oh, why did we do this? We're like, yes, this is such a good investment when we did it back in '95.
I do recommend it because of Interval International and the opportunities you have. It's just great.
Absolutely. I agree. We bought our first week in '93 in Palm Desert, which everyone seems to know. And we lived in Southwest Florida at the time, which is crazy, going from the beaches of Florida on the West Coast to the desert. But we were fortunate enough to get a great representative, and she taught us how to use the Marriott and the II system.
We have 4 timeshare weeks now that we use, and all of them do get deposited in II, not necessarily every year, because we do travel to our home resort.
We took advantage of the cruise option one year because we were taking our kids on a Mediterranean cruise, and there were 8 of us going, and we were able to trade out to go and do the cruise. I would say if it was just my husband and I going, we had this amazing trip to the Marriott in St. Kitts several years ago, just the 2 of us, and as a family going to Kauai, our home resort.
Ours has been also probably Hawaii. We went to Ko Olina, a Marriott resort in Ko Olina, numerous times through the years with II trades, and I've got to say that's probably one of our 2 favorite places and vacations ever. And of course, our home resort at Newport Coast is just the greatest.
We love Cape Cod. We've been there several times, and we've also enjoyed Las Vegas because we like to do adventure sports. So we cross the Grand Canyon, or we run across Death Valley. I've also been to Hawaii, and we've had some fun times there and in Fort Lauderdale. But I think my favourite is the Marriott in Palm Desert, because of its beautiful views and the setting and the shopping and the golf and the mountains. It's a very beautiful place.
We had I guess I'd say an adventure about 10 years ago. We set off on a long trip in the car for us to Branson, Missouri. And we spent a night in Nashville on the way out, enjoyed a week in Branson, and spent a couple nights in Louisville on the way back with our dog all along. So that worked out good. So we enjoyed Branson, and it was also a humbling experience in that we took an afternoon and drove to Joplin, Missouri, just after the major hurricane. And it was a real eye opener, and just made us feel how blessed we were, not only to be traveling, but just to have a home to go back to.
We're just going over to Newport Coast again for 4, 5, 6 weeks, however long we can manage to finagle. So we're going to be there just to get out of Phoenix heat and relax. And if we're going to be stuck somewhere, I'd rather be stuck there looking at the ocean than looking at the desert.
We actually have a trip booked in our home resort in the Berkshires in Massachusetts. So we're hopeful that that'll work out. That's in August. And then in September, we're going back to Ocean City, Maryland through Interval to another 3-bedroom condo where usually our son and his wife and our small grandson join us there for part of the week.
Well, 6 of us are tentatively going on July 12th to the Kauai Marriott, which is our home resort in Kauai Beach Club. So we have it on an E+, but we've not done anything about our airfare yet. We're just being cautious about that.
Our next trip, as I said, is to Colorado on the 29th of June. So other than that, we've got the 2 weeks which we changed from April to October, where we're going to Palm Desert and then Scottsdale.
Flexibility for me.
All of the options that we have, the exchange, E+, the bonus accommodations, the getaways, cruises, everything you can do. There's just, like was said, so much flexibility and so many choices to choose from.
I find the website really user-friendly. I find it very easy to just browse away and choose countries, choose resorts, choose dates, and as long as you're flexible in what it is you want to do.
I use the community a lot. I'm on there and post and share information and insights and that sort of thing, which is just kind of entertaining and helpful. But the E+ has been a real good feature that for Interval to run out. Like I said, I use the E+ a lot, so it gives me just a lot of flexibility to manage my accounts and everything that's going on and stay on top of things.
I guess I need to learn a little bit more about this E+. I've not been using it, so I think I'm missing out on something. I just kind of been running by the seat of my pants.
That's what I've been thinking as well. I've never used it, so I was just writing a note to myself to look it up.
When everything opens back up, these resorts are going to welcome us with open arms. They'll be so excited that we're coming.
And I think it's worth saying that obviously the Interval International staff are working hard to ensure that we've got the flexibility in the system, but also the staff at the resorts are going to be working very hard to make sure that we are kept safe when we get there.
I just encourage everyone to get out, enjoy, and travel, but please be patient with the staff and the resorts. I can assure you each and every one of them are going to be doing their very, very best to accommodate us, to make us happy and enjoy ourselves, because they want us to keep coming back.
Try and be kind to yourself and to those around you, and you wear a mask to protect them, not necessarily to protect you.
I agree with that, and I think one of the main advantages, or a big advantage of Interval International, is that the accommodation is predominantly self-catering, and therefore the resorts will be able to be open and we will be able to physically distance but still have a good holiday and keep the staff and ourselves safe.